Dr. Liberty here, and I want to talk about the difference between a running average and your actual grade in a course. Okay, if you're a college student, high school, whatever, but this is primarily to my college students, and you have a syllabus that has percentages for different parts of the class or different categories of grades, then here's the difference between a running average and your actual grade. Let's make this very, 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 very simple. Let's say that your entire grade is based on two tests, okay? Two tests. That's all you take in the whole entire class that determines your grade. So, therefore, each test is worth 50% of your grade. If you score a 100 on that first test, your running average would be 100. However, your actual grade is a 50 because you've earned 50 out of the 100 possible points in the course by getting a 100% on that first test. The 50 indicates the number of points or the total score that you've earned that you could earn on that particular item. Let's make this a little more realistic. Let's say you have 5 unit tests and your 5 unit tests are worth 50% of your grade. Well, 50 divided by 5 is 10. So each of those tests is worth 10% of your grade. So if you earn a 100, you've really only earned 10 points, 20 points, 30 points, 40 points, and 50 points. So your actual grade is based on the percentages in your syllabus. Now, if your teacher or me is running a running average, they're only counting the tests that maybe you've taken so far. So if you took test 1 and you took test 2 and you got 100s on those, your running average would be a 100. But in reality, you would only have 10, 20 points. Okay, you would have a 20, but that's 20 out of 20 so far. Okay, when you take the next test and you get a 50 on it, then you'd have 10, 20, 25 points out of 30. So the actual grade is really helpful, especially towards the end of the semester when you're trying to figure out, well, what do I need to make on these remaining assignments in order to earn a 70 in the class to pass it, or an 80, or can I earn an A? The actual grade is what gives you what is easier to calculate and figure out where am I at and how many points do I need to earn to get there. So, in some of my platforms that I use as an instructor, I have the ability to create two different columns showing you both of those things at the same time. In some of my platforms, it's one or the other. I can't necessarily show you both. So when I switch it at the end of the semester and I go, okay, you've been maintaining like a 75, and I switch it at the end of the semester, you're like, why do I only have a 30 or whatever it is? I didn't do anything to your grade. I'm just showing you this is exactly where you are based on the percentages in the syllabus. Okay? So don't freak out. Go back to your syllabus and look at how your grades are calculated. In fact, you should be doing that from the beginning. But if you're figuring this out at the end of the semester, or you're trying to figure out how to calculate your grade, then you're going to have to know what the percentages are on the syllabus so that you know how your grade is calculated. That also helps you figure out like what are big ticket items and what are items that maybe you could let go of. So if you have 10 assignments worth 10% of your grade, those are 1 point apiece on your final grade. But you have a final exam worth 15% of your grade, that's worth 15 points on your final grade. So you'll want to, where do you want to spend more time and effort? You want to spend more time and effort on the 15%, not the 1%. I hope this helps some. If I'm your instructor, I'm always here and available to ask those questions. And maybe it helps to run through this on paper and see it a little bit better. But just understand that if you had a running average and it's been switched to that actual grade, nothing was done to your grade. It's really a better place to be so that you can have a much clearer picture of where you are in the class.